It's easy to see a family when they're having difficulty and to look at that family just in the context of what's happening to them right then and there. And so if a family has had contact with the Department of Children, Youth and Families because of, a potential for abuse or neglect, if you look at that family just in that moment, you're only going to see them in one of their difficult times.
I was in a relationship for 5 years, and there was a lot of domestic violence in our relationship, and I just felt stuck. I couldn't get out of it.
The reason why I started because I have mental illness. I suffer from bipolar. I was having a hard time with parenting and stuff like that.
My mother, she's like really hard to deal with and stuff because she's bipolar. So she would have these days where she would not do anything, and we would need to help her with stuff.
Well, we didn't know she was autistic, so she was always a little different, free, didn't follow everybody else, and she liked to wear a foxtail to school. The kids made fun out of her, and she was asthmatic, so we had to put her on medication that made her gain a lot of weight to get her asthma under control. And then that led to the children bullying her badly. I mean, beating her up, throwing her down the stairs, spitting on her.
I lost everything. They went to my mom. I lost my job. I lost my Section 8, of course, my home. So I was then homeless when I served 7 days in the ACI, and I got 4 years probation for it.
And then we went on summer vacation, and that's when Carol got really sick, and she had to go into Hasbro for a month for her eating disorder. She almost died.
By developing the Family Care Community Partnership program, DCYF has partnered with 4 regions in the state of Rhode Island, 4 lead agencies, and those agencies are responsible for working in their community to put together partnerships with other agencies that are part of the FCCP, but also partner with agencies and other community entities that already provide support to families and that can also work with families that are involved with the FCCP.
They're there to support for a support system so my children don't get taken out of the home, so everybody can remain stable as a family and just build from there. They provide different resources that you can go about if you need help with food, if you need help with sheltering, anything. If you reach out and tell them where you need help, babysitting, anything, they can help you with all of that, find all of that.
Advocating for me, not only for me but for my kids. I didn't know a lot of the resources that were out there. When FCCP came in, they allowed me to go into the hospital. So they helped me with settling with daycare for the kids and everything. So they put everything in place in order for me to take care of my mental state. And then after I was feeling better, they came in and taught me life skills. So right now we're working on mission, my goals, my vision.
So once FCCP came in and we actually were able to understand why she does this and how we're to deal with it, it was really helpful.
And when Carol was in the hospital, I couldn't work, so I wasn't making money, and things were hard as it was. And they got me cards to help me with the gas to go back and forth to the hospital and to buy food that we couldn't afford because I wasn't working. I don't know what we would have done. And then Jessica got us the food bank, and that's how we got involved with the food bank.
A team meeting would be when all of my support systems, which would be my grandma, my mom, my caseworker for supportive housing, and then my FCCP workers, they would all come together and we would put in steps, at first started off in steps as the goals that we wanted to achieve, from most important to important but can wait. And slowly we went through steps we started one goal at a time, and we achieved each goal before we went to the next goal. And right now, like I said, we're on our last goal, which is finding the housing.
So we set up a meeting to ask for a change of school, and they refused. And so Lori researched for me, Lori from FCCP, she researched for me, and we went in there knowing what we needed. And we all worked as a team. I told them what I needed from them, and we made sure everything was in place, and they have followed everything. Without Lori, I would have been there and they would have been telling me what they were going to do. Lori taught me how to make sure I got what I needed from the school system, and with the doctors and the counselors and everybody. Because there's so many people involved in this, it's easy to lose track of who's doing what your appointments are. And Lori and Jessica were amazing with keeping me on track.
What Wraparound does is ask families, what are your hopes and dreams? What's your family vision? You know, where is it that you would like to see your family, you know, in 2 years, in 5 years? What happens when you ask families that question is you hear about their hopes and dreams. You don't see that family just in the context of what problems they're having. You see that family in the context of what they want for their children, what they want for themselves.
So right now, well, I'm obviously still at supportive housing. I'm almost done with FCCP because my last goal was to find housing. And I'm right there. I just did my preliminary for Newport Heights, which is a great feeling. I'm working full-time at Chili's as a waitress, but I love it there. I love the staff there. It's like a family. And my kids are in school and daycare full-time, and they're doing great. My son and my daughter are both in kindergarten, my 5- and 6-year-old, and that's my one son that came a long way through a lot of stuff, and he has amazed me with a great report cards all year already, and just how he's behaved. And the first month of school, his kindergarten year, he was a student star at his school, star of the month. So yeah, it was awesome.
It made me a happier person. I have goals. Now I actually wake up and I'm like excited to finish what I started, which before I was going through the motions. It was just waking up and just going through the motion. And now I get up and I look forward to it. And now, like my oldest daughter, she can see that, and now she's starting to have ambition too. So, you know, they taught me that. I'm able to teach her that now. And the other kids too, yeah, and they follow Kiara, and they, you know, like we do a lot of things together now, which before I didn't. Now we can, we take time on Saturdays and spend quality time with the kids.
With FCCP and everything was like really helpful because we were able to understand each other and like do more activities and stuff, and now they're able to attend my plays and stuff, so I have really fun with it.
Now she's thriving. She's in the school play. She's got friends. She's actually got friends. And they've been sleeping over and going places. They came to the dinner, and she loves her teachers because we've taught her how to communicate with teachers and tell her what her problems are. And so if somebody bothers her, she knows who the safe people are to go to, and she can go to them and they can help her, and they do help her. And what we've done is we've taught her, and Lori has more than anything, taught her what autism is about, and that you're not a bad person, and then to love yourself and be proud of that. And because Carol is very artistic, they have so encouraged the art issue that Lori actually went online for us and put out a thing to find us an art teacher who volunteers, who comes once a week and helps Carol learn art. And that, oh my gosh, and that has just made Carol so happy. So in school now we're working more towards the arts, and they're understanding how to work with Carol now because we're working on her strengths.
I found that a lot of families too, for me in the beginning, I was closed-minded. I didn't want to change. I was used to what I was used to, so change was different. So I was a little hesitant in the beginning, but once, like I said, that mission statement, every time she came in, she reminded me of my goals. And that was big, because every time it kept reminding me, okay, this is what I'm working for. And allowed me to go back to school. This is my first semester back in since 2006. So I'm very excited, very excited.
to definitely take advantage of the resources that are out here. Reach out and ask for help. You can be embarrassed. It's not like the proudest thing. There is help out there and people that want to help you and are willing to help you and want to see you better in your life. If you just have to be motivated and want to do it yourself. That's the main thing. You have to want to do it.
That's my main goal, is to let other parents know, because when I tell anybody what organization I've been with, they've never heard of it. And when a family hears DCYF, they want nothing to do with it, because they think that they're going to step in and they're going to take the kids away and they're going to do this. And nobody wants that, because the school was telling me that, we're going to have somebody come into your home and we're going to do this and they're going to evaluate you, and that's scary, because you're so worried that somebody's going to take your child away or say that you're a bad parent when you're working really hard. And when I go to these meetings, I meet other parents who are going through the same thing I am. And all we want is to make sure that we can help other kids like they've helped us. That's my main goal. If I can help one family get through the system like I did, and to have a change as we've had, then I've done what I needed to do. It's important. Your kids are the most important things in your life.